Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Asphalian's webinar, Certificate of Suitability 2.0 CEP. Before starting, just a couple of things to take into consideration about the webinar. The webinar will last approximately 20 minutes. In case you have any questions, please submit them in the chat and we will reply them later per email. We will also send you the presentation as well as the link to the recording next week. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Enrique Solana, pharmacist, regulatory affairs expert, and master's degree from CEP in the pharmaceutical industry. Enrique has extensive experience in managing CMC, safety submissions, and regulatory strategies for marketing authorization, variations, and renewals across the EU and US. In today's webinar, he will go over new certificate format CEP 2.0, including certificate versions coexisting, old hybrid 2.0, CMC updates with CEP 2.0, among many others. So Enrique will take it from here. Enrique, please, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. Thank you for the introduction. So let's start with the webinar today. First of all, thank you all for coming. In today's webinar, we are going to start talking about the different updates that are related to the CEP 2.0, seeing the different updates that are going to impact in the certificate itself and also in the Module 3 content of the CEP. So first of all, we are going to see here the agenda that we are going to see in the following minutes. So first of all, I'm going to start talking about the services that we can bring here to your company here in Asphalian with your CEP applications. Then we are going to jump to the new certificate format, the certificate itself, and all the changes related to the CEP 2.0. And we are going to talk about the CEP 2.0 and also the other formats that are available right now in the market, talking about the old CEPs, the hybrid CEPs, and the CEP 2.0. And then, as the last point, we are going to talk about the Module 3 changes related to the CEP 2.0. So, first of all, how can Asphalian support your company with your CEP submission? Well, here in Asphalian, we have a wide experience with any kind of submission of the CEP related, and we can help you and your team with any kind of submission related to the ADQM submission. So we can help you with your updates to CEP 2.0 format. We can help with the new CEP applications, revisions, renewals, sister file applications, any kind of submission that are related to the ADQM submissions. Then also, Asphalian not only have the support to all that activities, but also we can help you with other integrated assistance to your CEP that the activities are including gap analysis and compliance assessments, CEP dossier updates in line with that gap analysis that we can carry in your CEPs, preparation and management, including submission of new CEP applications, regulatory advice, preparation, submission of management of the CEP updates, supporting the transition to CEP 2.0, of course, and any ad hoc consultancy. And we have experience with any kind of CEP formats, covering from all CEPs, hybrid CEPs, and CEPs 2.0. So we are going to jump with the content of the webinar and starting talking about the new updates related to the CEP 2.0 format in the certificate itself that are signed by the ADQM. So this new format has been starting to be implemented by the ADQM starting at 1st of September of the past year, 2023. And this CEP's format has been updated in order to bring a new digital format that will better meet the current needs of the stakeholders and offer both enhanced and user-friendliness and greater transparency of the information conveyed. As we have said, these changes affect to the certificate itself that are signed by the ADQM, but also the Module 3 content, the quality information content, are impacted by these changes. Why was the format updated? This format was updated by the ADQM in order to enhance the responsibility for the information sharing between the CEP holders and the marketing authorization holders, reducing the revision of the CEPs, reducing the regulatory burden, in order to improve the online databases, in order also to change the information reported on the CEP, that is going to change, and offer a greater transparency. In what situation is this new format being implemented? This new format is going to be implemented in new CEP application. Now it's mandatory to adapt any kind of new submission of CEP to this new format of CEP 2.0. If you have a current CEP, you have to update to CEP 2.0 when you have to renew your CEP, your CLP that procedure is going to occur every 5 years, and every holder of a CEP can request to update to this new format of CEP 2.0. So in the meantime that every old CEP implement this change to the new format to CEP 2.0, 3 formats are going to be coexisting together in the market. It's going to be present in the market the old CEPs, that is the format that we know already, that we have already been working with. The hybrid CEP, that are all CEPs that after going through any kind of minor or major changes in the CEP or notification, another notification, any kind of change in the CEP that makes the IDQM to sign another new CEP, but that CEP is not adapted to the new CEP format, the new CEP 2.0 format, then the IDQM is going to sign in the middle point format, hybrid CEP format, that it's the hybrid CEP. And that's why the IDQM cannot sign anymore the old CEP format and has to sign one that is in between the CEP 2.0 and the old CEP, as these hybrid CEP are not going to include all the changes related to the CEP. The hybrid CEP, we are going to check it in the following slides, will only contain the administrative content related to the CEP 2.0, but not the quality information part. And for sure, the last format of the CEP that are going to be current in the market, that is the CEP 2.0, that are for the new CEP, the renewal CEP, as we said before. So in order to check all of these changes that we are going to talk in the next slides, we are going to separate the content in administrative content of the certificate itself and the quality information in order to make, for the sake of clarity. So first of all are the old CEP that with the administrative content. The administrative content that we are going to talking about is first the numbering of the CEP. This is the number that we may know, we have been working with all these past years, that has these parts in the numbering. First, the part of the number is that I mark it here as yellow, is the renewal number, that it starts with R0 and then the correlating number R1, R2 every time the CEP is renewed. Then the part of the number that is green, that is the ID of the CEP, the number that never changes. And the last part of the number marked here in red, that is the revision of the CEP. And in the old CEP format, this revision always changes anytime the CEP has any kind of change, notification, minor or major, impacting the certificate or not. So this revision will always change every time the IDQM approve any change to the CEP in this old CEP format. Here, in this example, you can see that the manufacturers attached to the CEP has no export references, the export ID reference of the EMA databases. And we have here the access box with a real or digital signature. Then, as a quality information of the old CEP annexed, we had the manufacturer annexed always in the Annex 1. And then the additional analytical methods approved by the IDQM to the specification that are not present in the PU2 monograph of the specific drug substance. So what are the changes related for the hybrid CEP and the CEP 2.0? We said before that for the hybrid CEP, that administrative changes are going to be included, but not the quality. So these changes are going to be common for the hybrid CEP and the CEP 2.0 format. This new administrative content is going to be, the CEP is now an electronic document with a digital signature, so no match access box with a real signature. The CEP numbering system has been modified, so the CEP are no longer to be revised if their content has not changed. So if the CEP, the Module 3 content, have to be reviewed by the IDQM because the holder wants to make any kind of change imminent change, minor or major change, but these changes do not affect the certificate itself, then the revision is not going to change the number, and then the certificate is not going to change. The renewal process has been kept, but the numbering system, the first R that we said before, is going to disappear. We are going to check it in the next slides. Then the declaration of access box has disappeared and is going to be replaced with a separate later. The company details of the sports ID and the EMA sport databases are going to be present in the CEP. And then some sentence and statements can be updated, and the expiry date of the certificate is no longer mentioned here in the certificate. And about the quality information part that is going to be changing with the CEP 2.0, as we said, the hybrid CEP is going to remain the same as the whole CEP. The old CEP is not going to have all the changes related to quality information part. So the old CEP and the hybrid CEP is going to have the same information that we saw before, the additional specification, that any additional specification to the ones included in the PH0 monograph is going to be stated in the CEP, and also annexed as the additional in-house analytical methods that are going to be annexed in the CEP. But now in the CEP 2.0, as a quality information difference to the previous version of the CEP, is going to be include the specification table, including the specification approved by the DQM, and then the additional method needed to control the quality of the substance. Not the method that are alternative equivalent to the PH0 methods, but only the additional in-house methods. And then in the CEP certificate is going to be include the quality of the water used in the last step of the synthesis. So in order to summarize all of this, here in the next slide, you can check the differences that we have been talking about. First, this is an hybrid CEP example where you can check that the numbering system has changed, no renewal number, then it's going to be only the ID and the revision number. Then here is going to be present the sport ID specific ID for the manufacturers, the new statements and the digital signature. And then as an excess is going to be the same as the old format of the CEP. Is going to be remain the manufacturers and only the analytical methods annexed for the in-house analytical methods additional to the ones included in the picture monograph of the drug substance. And here is an example of the CEP 2.0. And here you can check all the changes, administrative ones and the quality ones. Administrative about the numbering, new numbering system, the new ID of the manufacturers, quality one, this is one of the purified water, the statements and the digital signature, and then the annexes, the manufacturers, as that is common for all the version of the CEP, and then annexed the specification table approved by DDQM, and then the additional methods to the one included in the PH0 monograph. That's all for the part of the certificate itself, all the changes. So let's jump to the next point of this webinar that we are going to be talking about the module 3 content changes related to the CEP 2.0 format. We are covering here the main points of these changes, and we are going to talk about first the sport ID references, the databases, the references of the sport AMA databases are going to be included also here. These references were also included in the CEP, but here in the section of the manufacturers has to be included for each manufacturer involved in the drug substance manufacture. Also, the maximum daily dose have to be included. Information of the maximum daily dose, route of administration, and treatment duration considered for the development of the control strategy and specification have to be included in section 32S13. Then the quality of water was included also in the certificate. So here we have to include in the module 3 content all the quality information of the water that has to be included in the section 32S23, and it's based in this new AMA, not new but recent AMA guideline that is reflected here in the screen. And then related to the approved specification and analytical methods, as we said before, this is something new for the CEP 2.0, that the specifications have to be appended to the CEP. So the specifications section should only include the information contained of the corresponding quality climate, and the specification table analytical method should be enclosed in the dossier according to specific templates that the IDQM has done. So related to this new format for the specifications to be included in the module 3, the way that have to be included is nothing new related to the parameters, acceptance criteria, the reference to the method, but here DDQM is encouraging to only include the PH0 monograph specification and the in-house additional specifications that are required in order to accomplish with the European regional requirements. The rest of the specification, the EDQM is encouraging to not include it in this section. But if the holder of the CEP decides to include it, another type of specification related to other non-European regional requirements, then it could be included here in this section of the specification, but it has to be considered that during the evaluation of the DQM could bring some delays or more time in order to evaluate this section, as these specifications are not required in order to be approved in an European country. And related to the analytical methods, as we said before, only additional methods to the ones of the PH0, the PH0 monograph of the drug substance included, that are needed to control the quality of the substance are going to be appended to the CEP. So the alternative in-house method equivalent to the PH0 ones, or the method related to the regulatory requirements in another region, are not going to be appended to the CEP. So for the sake of clarity, in order to evaluate this section, the ETQM is encouraging to divide this analytical method section in two parts. First part is the first subsection that is going to include the alternative in-house analytical test procedure to those ones included in the PH0 monograph, and then a subsection 2 including all the additional in-house analytical test procedure that have to be included in the CEP. And you can see here and in the previous slide and here the examples of the template that the EDQM has released in order to make a little bit of guidance in order to how accomplish these sections. And the last point regarding this part of the module 3, this is nothing new. You in the past request of the CP with the old format, you could request a grade or a subtitle for your CP, requesting that you want your CP to be micronized, sterilized, or have a specific particle size. This is nothing new, but now the EDQM is encouraging to not include this information if you are not requesting this kind of grade in your CEP, because the EDQM has seen that in a lot of application of different holders, they include this kind of information even though they are not requesting this grade. So the EDQM is encouraging to only include this kind of information if you are going to request this grade, this particle size, or any kind of these things. So if this is disclaimed, then you have to include the sites in charge, the manufacturing process required, the validations, the specifications, etc., but only if you are requesting this kind of grade in your CEP applications. So that's all, covering the content of the CEP 2.0 updates for this webinar. So if you have any further questions, please let us know in the chat or contact us in our email that you can see here in the screen. So thank you everyone for joining and have a nice day.
Lovely. Thank you, Enrique, for this fantastic presentation. Thanks to all the attendees. We hope you enjoy it, and we will send you the presentation shortly. Have a nice afternoon, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.